Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you, another offering off my sampler platter. Yes, indeed, folks, sampler review series videos I've been doing for a little while now. Go over there, try out food and drink items. I eat stuff, I drink stuff, then, folks, I'm going to talk about the stuff. I'm going to let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff that, time I'm doing this, folks, I'm not going to lie. This seems like it's going to be tasty. But we'll find out together. Folks, it's super simple format. I'm going to go over there, I'm going to try out food and or drink items for you. Whilst I'm doing so, I'm yammer on about it for a bit. Whilst I'm doing all that, I'm inside my truck. And whilst I'm doing all that, folks, I just so happen to be wearing a super cool shirt. Folks, when I wear super cool shirts, I always like to highlight the super cool shirt. What super cool shirt am I wearing for you today, folks? What happens to be my In-Vase shirt. Which, if you're unfamiliar with In-Vase, it's probably pretty reasonable. Although if you watch my channel, you shouldn't be, because I've plenty of videos wearing this shirt now. In-Vase is the one-man musical project from a guy named Ian, who previously had been a touring musician. He'd played in any number of bands over the years. I became aware of him when he was the drummer in the band Straight Line Stitch, which is still amongst one of my favorite bands to this day. And ended up going over there, sending him a friend request over a decade ago now on Facebook. He reciprocated, super cool guy. No longer tours, no longer performs with bands anymore, but he does go over there and still produce his own music. That's where In-Vase comes in. That's his personal music project. He has a YouTube channel where he posts up all of his stuff. I'm actually going to go over there and provide a link in the description box to this video because I like his stuff that much. I think he's a really cool guy, and if whatever tiny rub I can go over there and afford through my channel, I think way more people need to be aware of his stuff, because I think he's just super cool. But anyway, what am I trying for you today, folks? What are we doing here? Why do I think it's going to be super tasty? Well, folks, that's because it happens to be, boom, it's from Inotea, passion fruit plus apple bursting bubble tea. Ooh, okay. I got this at Aldi. That's cool, right? So I actually did a review of another flavor that they had. I can't remember what it is off the top of my head. But a friend of mine went over there. He went over there and, he occasionally tries to find stuff that, I can review or at least be interesting. And so he alluded me to the fact that they had a couple flavors at Aldi. And found it. So, first of all, let's get a thing for the thing. It likes things like that. Ha 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 ha! I mean, sure, man. I like some bubble tea. Passion fruit and apple. I think that could work well. Let's give it a go. I wonder if there's any fruit combinations that just don't work. I'm sure there has to be, but, I can't think of any off the top of my head. Smells very appley. Let's give it a go. Ooh. Ooh. God damn. That's good. That's really good. Well, I can say this for sure. Pineapple works with everything. It's the best fruit ever. But passion fruit and apple definitely work well together. I'm surprised at how well those two play off each other. Because, the initial hit is that sort of very fruity, kind of sweet apple flavor. And then, almost seamlessly, it becomes more of a passion fruit, a little bit more of an earthy kind of flavor to it. Still sweet, but not as sweet as the apple. But it's really interesting because it's sort of, like I said, just bleeds in perfectly from the apple to the passion fruit. That's really cool. And creates this, really cool, it's a very fruity drink. I mean, that sounds stupid, but it is. It's almost more like a fruit juice than a tea, It's very vibrant with the fruit flavors. And again, the way that they blend, I think, is really excellent. It's a nice, really refreshing drink. I would say out of the two flavors, the apple and the passion fruit, I think the passion fruit has a little bit more oomph to it. I think the apple does a great job of starting things off, but I think the passion fruit, once it takes over, it pretty much takes the way. It becomes more passion fruit than anything. And I would say there's sort of something of an identifiable tea flavor there, but it's not. I think rather than it being distinctly making it taste like tea, it just makes it taste not exactly like a fruit juice, if that makes sense. Like, it's not that I'm tasting a lot of tea, it's just that I know that if it were just the fruit flavors, it would be even more potent, you know, even sweeter, what have you. So the tea aspect, that's kind of where that's into it, the whole thing. But it's nice. It's a really nice, refreshing drink. Something nice to go over there and, you know, have on a summer day. I mean, we're technically, you know, we're in September now at the time I'm doing this, but we're technically still in summer for a little bit. It's nice, man. It's just, it's cool. It's refreshing. It's very fruity. It drinks really nicely because it's a tea, so, you know, it's a little bit lighter on the palate. But then, again, the flavor really delivers. That's just really good. I'm going to try to get some of the bubble stuff, the bubble tea, like boba stuff, but it's going to be at the bottom, obviously, so I got to really get to it. It's in there. I can feel it. Okay. And if you're unfamiliar with boba, they're these little sugary tapioca pearls that famously end up in boba tea. They're kind of a whole thing. You can get flavored ones and stuff like that, but usually they're just like, you know, and you bite into them. If they're done properly, they actually have a nice little pop to them, which these do. And it just gives you like a little extra kind of sugary flavor. You know, it's not like heavily sweetened or anything, but, you know, just kind of little something extra. No, this is really nice. I think this is really good and tasty. I do not remember what the other flavor was off the top of my head, but I think I like this one more than I remembered liking that one, even though I like that one a lot too. So, but then again, I'm just pulling shit out of my butt with that one. So, which to be fair, that's where shit would be. So, two questions have to be asked. Would I get it again? Would I recommend it? Absolutely and absolutely. I think this is a great drink. Like, I really, really like this. There's nothing I dislike about it. As somebody who is a big fan of fruit juices and stuff like that, this is one of those things where I'd gladly pick this thing up and wolf it down. Especially, again, you know, in the somewhat, still sort of warmer months. You know, it's getting better, thankfully. But, yeah, man, like, I like the flavors. I like the flavor combination. I wouldn't have expected them to work as well together as they do, but they definitely do in a really nice way. Go away, ridiculous fly. Go away. Go away. There's a whole window. God, flies are freaking stupid. But anyway, where was I going with that? Before I was distracted by the fly. No, man, it's a really tasty drink. I think, again, there's nothing I dislike about it. I was surprised with the flavor combination, and it's just really good. If I'm recommending it, I mean, you know, I forget exactly what I paid for it, but I got it from Aldi, so it probably wasn't too much. I think this is one of those things, man. I think if you spot it out at an Aldi, this or the other flavor, both of them were good, I'd say pick them up, give them a shot. You know, don't be, I would say, you know, don't be too cautious of the tea element, because, again, I don't think the tea element, I guess that depends on what you want from it. If you want a nice tea element, it's not there to any significant degree, but conversely, if you don't want that, well, there you go. Oh, it's a nice, beautiful breeze. Oh, it's wonderful. But, and then the other thing, of course, is the boba. You know, these days, I think boba's become pretty clear and okay here in the United States. I think most people have probably had some interaction with it. It's not looked at the way it was back, you know, like 15, 20 years ago or whatever it was when it first started coming to the United States, and there were like all these people like, oh, what is it? It's like, it's just a thing. But anyway, where am I in the review? I forget. Now, 5 things before I get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of your day, spectacular rest of your week, monumental rest of your month, stupendous rest of your folks. Go over there, have themselves a truly boba tea-tastic rest of your life, because the boba tea is just really good. I'm so happy we have all these awesome spots now. Final 2 things. Number 1, try to bring some positivity into the world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But what you do if you can't do it all the time, I know I can't do it all the time. Here's what you're going to do, folks. You're going to try not to be an asshole. Folks, not always the easiest thing in the world to not be an asshole. Trust me. I know it. I live it. I'm out there every day with you in it. Life can be stressful and frustrating and just bullshit sometimes, folks. And when we find ourselves in situations where we have to deal with said bullshit, it's important we go over there whenever possible. Take a step back, try to mitigate the level of assholishness in our lives, hopefully do better for ourselves and for those around us. Very final thing, folks, do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Folks, here's what I want you to go out and do. Get yourself some boba tea. If you've never had it, I suggest giving it a shot. I mean, if you don't want to, you don't have to, but it is one of those things where, you know, again, I think at this point, it's become fairly synonymous in the United States, at least where I am, you know, but it's one of those things, man, you know, like, it's such a cool thing, and it's a fun experience. If you've never had it, I would recommend trying it, you know, but anyway.